Hey my beautiful Aquarius peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you guys with your February 2023 tarot reading. How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. A couple things to note before we start today's video. If you're interested in personal services, products, and so much more, feel free to check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com, link down in the description below. I do want to give a quick disclaimer. The only way you guys can get a personal service with me is going to be from my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com, so definitely be mindful, guys. There are impersonators and scammers everywhere in the tarot community, so I'm never going to reach out to you asking to read for you, and I'm never going to DM you asking for money. So if you do see somebody impersonating, please block and report. And I also would like to mention as well, once again, the only way you guys can get a personal service is via my website. So feel free to check it out if you're interested. But nonetheless, Aquarius, how are we doing? I hope you guys are doing well. And let's see what we got going on here for your February 2023. Let's go ahead and take a look. What do we got showing up here for Aquarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout February 2023. I want to say happy birthday to you guys, by the way. Hope you're looking towards a fantastic birthday and a fantastic season. What do we got showing up here for Aquarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout February 2023. Having a look at the overall energy for you, we do begin today's reading here with the Queen of Cups. So, Queen of Cups coming into play here for you. You could be connecting here potentially with a water sign such as a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Typically, the Queen of Cups is kind of a card of like assessing your emotions. I do feel like this could be about you recognizing that you are going through a bit of an emotional time here in February 2023. There could be a lot coming up here, and it can be slightly heavy in the beginning of the month. Let's have a look here at two oracle cards that are going to back up this Queen of Wands. Let's get two oracle cards here to back it up. First oracle card is going to be Illusion, Embrace the Truth, and then the next card we have here is Celebration, Let Go, and Have Fun. I love those energies for you. So let's go ahead and take a look here so far. So starting out here with the overall energy, Queen of Cups. Like I mentioned, things can be slightly heavy here at this time coming into February 2023. I'm not sure exactly why it seems so heavy, but I'm sure we'll get more information as the reading progresses. Now looking into the first oracle card we had here Illusion. It says Embrace the Truth. So I definitely feel like despite all these energies being pretty dang heavy, there could potentially be some illusions that you're dealing with at this moment in time. And sometimes it's pretty hard because illusions can look very real, right? Illusions can seem so real in comparison to what the actual truth is. So I feel like you're kind of being put on a path here, Aquarius, to think outside the box in February 2023. It's like open up your mind to a different possibility, open up your mind to a different perspective, because the way you're viewing something right now might be totally different if you really tap into the truth of the situation. Now, having a look here at the next message, it says here Celebration, Let Go, and Have Fun. So this is definitely in resonance here with the Queen of Cups. It's definitely time here to let go of all the heavy energies you've been dealing with, and it's time to celebrate instead and to let go and have fun moving into February 2023. So without a further ado, let's go ahead and keep going here and see what the rest of the messages are going to be here for you. So let's have a look here into your current situation for February 2023. What's going to be the current situation here for Aquarius? First card out, we have the Moon. Next card out, we have the Five of Cups. And then lastly for you, we do have here the Knight of Wands. So pretty much as I was previously mentioning, right? Excuse me, Moon card here, kind of similar to the Queen of Cups. Moon card is representing your emotional state of being. So things are pretty heavy right now emotionally. Taking a look at what it is you're dealing with, Five of Cups. Five of Cups shows up here as a card that represents disappointment, and as a card that represents that you're going through something right now that's making you unhappy. So I feel for you, Aquarius, there's definitely something on the horizon for you, especially because if you look at the Five of Cups, even though this individual is disappointed that three cups are knocked over, aka the Three of Cups in the tarot, which represents joy. So even though this man has lost his joy, there's still two cups that are right behind him, which signifies something to love, something to be happy with. So I feel like you know that there's something out there still that's going to be beneficial and positive to you, but at the end of the day, you've been very focused on what you've lost here. Now, Knight of Wands showing up here. What I like about the Knight of Wands coming into play for you specifically is because Knight of Wands represents that you're going to get out of this energy, things are going to change, and you're going to move into a direction of passion. So I feel like in February 2023, if something's been disappointing and upsetting to you, I feel like your perspective is about to change in reference to whatever this disappointing thing is. For example, you're upset and you're unhappy with the way that something went down, but then I feel like you're going to kind of see through the illusion and really gain a lot of clarity and see a lot of truth in regards to whatever the situation is. And it's going to open up your eyes to the fact of like, damn, It's probably better, or more so, I'm probably better off without this person, place, or thing, or without this situation, because now I can see something clearly. So I feel like illusions here are being broken. You're going to be upset here at first after losing something. Maybe it was losing a partner romantically, a job, maybe it was losing a certain friendship, maybe it was a certain path not working out for you. And you're going to feel pretty upset about this originally, but I feel like this energy of what you thought this path was nothing but a mere illusion to what it actually is. And once you start to see through that illusion, you're like, wow, I actually kind of dodged a bullet here, moving in a different direction, jumping into February 2023. All right, so I know that there's a bit of a lack of information here, so my goal here is to get more information for you for sure. So Aquarius, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take a look first and foremost. I want to see what this illusion is necessarily that you guys were involved in. So tell me about, first and foremost, Five of Cups. Let's clarify that. What is it that Aquarius here feels like they've lost in February 2023? We have here Six of Cups, and we have here the Death card. Something you have a lot of history with. So I do feel like for the vast majority of Aquarians, this is probably a romantic thing, like a romantic connection. So it's a person you have a lot of history with. Now, if it's not a person, it could be a job. Once again, it could be a path. It could be anything. It doesn't have to resonate towards just people or romance, but you definitely have a lot of history with whatever the situation is. And that's why it's such a very deep loss, because of how used to this situation you were, always being around. So Six of Cups, a lot of history here is what I feel. So in terms of disappointment, you're disappointed because there was a lot of history at play here. We also have here the Magician, and we have here the Queen of Wands. This was something in your life that was always around you. This was something in your life that you were always empowered by. This is something in your life that you were always invested in. So I feel like you've had a very long kind of connection to whomever or whatever this is. If it's a person, you've been with them for a long time. If it's a job, you've worked there for years. This is something you were very used to having in your life. And that's why it was so disappointing. But tell me the illusion. What is the illusion here? All right. Because so far it just looks like everything's normal, right? So what is the illusion that Aquarian's going to start to notice as this person, place, or thing is no longer in their life? The Devil. Wow. So Devil card coming out here for you. Devil card could represent stagnancy. It could represent an individual that was potentially keeping you stuck, but it also could represent, right, as you can see with the Devil, we have two people here that are chained, tied, and bound. So it almost makes me feel here for you, Aquarius, the illusion you're realizing is I was never free of this person. I think that in terms of freedom, in terms of your time, in terms of the investments, you were always chained to this individual or to this situation. There wasn't a breakout. There wasn't an escape. It was always this energy of being tied and bound. And until you finally walk away and heal from this situation, until you finally are out of the situation, that's when it starts to all make sense. And that's when you start to realize just how tied and bound you were. Let's say, for example, a breakup happens and you were dating this person for years. You were in a relationship with them for years. I think that as you're finally broken up with them, you start to realize the amount of freedom you feel that you've never really experienced in quite a long time. You start to recognize how much better energetically you feel, because the Devil card here could be a very heavy and draining kind of energy. You start to notice the massive improvements in the way that you're feeling, and you notice the massive improvements in the way that you're perceiving this freedom that you have now in comparison to how restricted you might have felt earlier. So I feel like there is a situation here that seemed amazing in the past, and you were definitely sad to lose whatever this situation was, but I think that you're recognizing all this time I was caught in an illusion, thinking this situation was positive for me, but this situation was nothing more than the devil. And at the end of the day, I was constantly tied and bound to this situation, and it made me miss out on multiple opportunities. It made me miss out on moments of self-growth and self-exploration, and it always kept me coming back for more. And at the end of the day, that's not fair, because I always deserve to evolve and grow. And this is a situation that chances are didn't really evoke evolution and growth here for you, Aquarius. So I think that that's what you're realizing. The illusion was that this was all good and this was what was meant to be. But I think that once you see through the illusion, you're recognizing how something kept you so stagnant and didn't allow you to grow in ways that you deserve to. All right. Wow. Okay. Aquarius. Really heavy energy here for sure, but we're going to navigate through it. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look here and see what's potentially coming in for you throughout February 2023. What's potentially going to be coming in here for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. We did have here the Three of Pentacles come out, so I love that card for you. We also have here the Eight of Cups, and then lastly for you, Aquarius, we have here a King of Pentacles as well. So taking a look at what's coming in for you, Three of Pentacles here to the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is a card that represents walking away. Three of Pentacles is a card that represents putting yourself back together. So I feel like this is about you recognizing what you want to get to work on in your life. You know, previously, the devil is restriction. So I feel like you were very restricted in doing certain things. Now that you have this newfound freedom, it's like, okay, there's lots of things I want to work on. There's lots of things I want to put my effort into. So this is about you getting started and doing what it is you really want to do. I mean, taking a look at the Eight of Cups, it's like ever since I walked away, I feel so much more grounded than I've ever felt in a very, very long time. King of Pentacles is the energy of grounded. It's also the energy, though, too, of abundance. So this could be recognizing that you feel very abundant here, jumping into February 2023. But besides that energy of abundance, it represents feeling grounded, like you're in control of your life and of your path. You know, I think that to a certain extent here with the devil, you might have not recognized that maybe you weren't in control of certain choices that you experienced in your past. Maybe you thought you were in control, but maybe you start to realize in February, there were certain things that I wasn't in control of at all. And with that being said, it's nice to see that I'm back in the driver's seat with that King of Pentacles, okay? So I see that coming in here for you for sure. You're definitely moving into an energy where it's like, I now start to feel this newfound freedom and I get to do whatever I want to do. And you start getting to work pretty much immediately here, jumping into February 2023. All right, let's have a look here and see what you can expect throughout the rest of your month of February. So what can Aquarians here expect, please? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout the rest of February 2023. Having a look here at the first card out, we have here the Justice card. Balance is going to be restored here for you. We also have the Four of Cups, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have here the Ten of Wands. Beautiful. So first things first, Four of Cups here to the Justice card. I think what's starting to happen here is no longer are you being ignored because you can't ignore yourself, right? This is the energy of recognizing I'm connecting with me and I'm doing what I want to do and I'm doing what makes me happy and what makes me satisfied. So with that being said, I can give my full undivided attention to me and no longer do I have to ignore my needs for anybody else. So you're really going to be focusing here on making sure your needs come to pass and that your needs get prioritized. And it definitely feels good because it's like you don't feel ignored anymore or neglected because you're not neglecting yourself and other people here aren't neglecting you. Now, Wheel of Fortune here to the Ten of Wands, also any of the burdens you've been experiencing in the past couple of years or however long your situation you were dealing with went on for, these burdens are now starting to be reversed. You're now starting to recognize, I don't have this burden anymore. I don't have this pain. I don't have this dark energy. I don't have this heavy energy that's been all over me for the longest of time. I'm starting to lighten up and I'm starting to feel good, right? The overall energy of the reading, Queen of Cups, we initially spoke about how there was some pretty heavy energy showing up here for February 2023. But the nice part is that now that heaviness and that heavy energy, it's dissipating. So you're starting to feel lighter and lighter and lighter. And that's absolutely amazing here for you, okay? So I like it, Aquarius. I like it a lot. Let's go ahead and move forward. We're going to take a look here and see what advice here that the universe has in store for you. And then I think there's going to be a couple more things I want to look into before we close out the reading, okay? So let's take a look here in regards to advice from the universe for Aquarius. So what advice do we have here showing up for Team Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout February 2023? What advice do we have showing up here for Aqua? Taking a look at the first card, we got here the Page of Cups. Looking at the next one, we have here the Ace of Swords. So Page of Cups to the Ace of Swords. Page of Cups is a card that represents where you invest your energy. And then the Ace of Swords showing up here for you is a card that represents the truth, clarity, and making sure that you're putting something into, or making sure that you're investing into something that's pure. So I feel like the universe is trying to say, make sure going forward that you know the truth and that you can see things very clearly before you make investments, right? The universe is trying to say, don't be afraid to take your time the next time you invest in a person, in a career, in a path, in an opportunity. Like, don't be afraid to make sure you see something clearly first before you give it your investment. The universe is saying, take your time with the next kind of paths that reveal themselves to you, and always check in with yourself intuitively before you make any sort of choices. So the universe's advice here is basically saying, hey, do everything you can to see through the BS. Do everything you can to see through other people's illusions. Don't be afraid to look at different perspectives. Don't be afraid to look at something in a different kind of way, because something might not turn out to be what you think it is. All right, let's go ahead and get one more card here for advice from the universe. And we also have here the 10 of Cups. The universe here is saying as well, now that you found your freedom, now that you found a good position in your life where you're at, learn to enjoy your life. And that's very similar here to the celebration card that says, let go and have fun. So the universe is just saying, hey, this is the month where you're getting out of something that's been draining. You're getting out of something that's been affecting you for a very long time. And you know what? You're recognizing that it was all an illusion. You know, this was something you used to think was amazing and fantastic, but now you've came to terms that it never really was that amazing. Something here just had a very good illusion. So now that you're free from this situation, and now that you're pretty much working on yourself and your own path, universe says, let go of all this and have fun. This chapter and this cycle of your life is over. You shouldn't have to suffer anymore, and you shouldn't have to deal with this heavy energy and burden anymore. You've dealt with that long enough. Enjoy yourself, live it up, and live your best life is what's coming in here for you, okay? And in regards to advice, I just want to get one more oracle card here for Aquarius. So let me get one more oracle card, please, in regards to advice for Aquarius that can benefit them throughout February 2023. And what do we have here for Aqua? We have here the Peacock. It says, raise your standards. Abso-friggin-lutely, Aquarius. And I love that for you. Don't be afraid here to raise your standards going forward. And that can be in regards to anything, whether it's about raising your standards in the career world, in your love life, in the kinds of friends and people you associate with, in the certain types of beliefs you have about yourself or the paths you want to take. Peacock says, raise your standards, because at the end of the day, your standards deserve to be high, okay? Because you deserve the best of the motherfucking best. All right. Okay, Aquarius. Now, before we get into the outcome, like I said, I feel like there needs to be more information a little bit into the situation you were dealing with, especially the illusion. I just feel like there has to be some more information showing up there. So, you know what? Let's take a look at that. Give me more information about this illusion that Aquarius was a part of. Tell me why this was an illusion all this time. The Hermit, the Nine of Swords, and then the King of Wands. It almost feels to me like the person you were dealing with, or whatever the situation was you were dealing with, they always hid the fact from you that they were never necessarily happy. Or they always hid things from you that was going on in the background that was never necessarily good. For example, let's say you were dealing with a romantic partner. We got here the Hermit, we got here the Nine of Swords. What would they hide from you? They would hide from you what's bothering them, what's worrying them. You know, let's say, for example, this is a boyfriend, right? Maybe this is the energy of hiding the bills. Maybe there was financial issue or financial trouble. They would hide the bills. They would pretend that everything's fine. They would pretend everything's good. I feel like you were connecting with somebody who always had a really hard time being honest with you. And I think that they had a lot going on. And because they had so much going on, they always would put on a smile instead. You know, you were connecting with somebody who I feel could never be real with what it is they felt emotionally, and they would never express what it is they felt emotionally to you. So that, yet again, is kind of the illusion, because this person would provide this fantasy that everything was perfect and everything was okay, but it was always far from it. You know, there was a lot that was never dealt with. It was a energy of almost sweeping things under the carpet 24/7. So I feel like with who you were dealing with, another part of the illusion that they would constantly cast is that everything is perfect, everything's okay. But it was far from it. You know, maybe once again, if this resonates to a job, maybe this was the career, right? The career would show up like it was amazing, it was fantastic, but they wouldn't tell you, you know, the 10 different ways they'd screw you in this career. They wouldn't tell you, you know, the losses of the business of the company or the other stresses that were going on. So I feel like there was a lot that was hidden from you. And that's why it seemed so good. That's why it seemed so perfect. And now that you can see all the things that were hidden from you all along, as it's going to reveal itself to you over time, you start to recognize, yeah, things weren't perfect, but perfection was the illusion. And as an Aquarius, you know there's no such thing as perfect, right? Everything is perfectly imperfect. So Knight of Swords, yeah. In regards to how they've communicated to you, This is an individual who's always communicated nonchalantly. They've always communicated that everything's going to be fine. But there was a lot here that you needed to know. There was a lot here that you needed to be aware of. And I feel like this person here just really didn't explain much. 9 of Cups. They kept a lot to themselves. So I feel like, I guess the general gist of the illusion, right, is that somebody always showed up as everything's perfect, and they never took accountability to fix the things that weren't so perfect, right? The things in life that needed their attention, that needed to be addressed, that needed to be worked on. And for some Aquariuses, right, this actually could be the energy of somebody who hid all these things from you for such a long time that needed immediate attention, and maybe it potentially screwed you over in the end as well. You know, for example, let's say money, right? Let's say finances. You know, if you were living with a partner romantically and they were lying to you about the financial situation the two of you had, maybe out of the blue, you never knew anything about this. And then poof, one day you're like, okay, what's going on? Why are we in jeopardy of losing the house, right? So I feel like they just could never be real with you. And you always thought they were, but the truth is that they weren't. 5 of Pentacles, there was always the truth kind of missing because they wanted to spin things. 2 of Pentacles to give you hope for a positive and beautiful future, but all it ever provided for you, Aquarius, was the Hangman, a pretty stagnant future between the two of you. And 8 of Swords, it left you with nothing but worries, you know, when it did finally come to an end. But you're going to come back strong. 9 of Pentacles and 2 of Cups showing up here for you. Not only are you coming back strong, but you're going to figure out your next path and go to exactly where you need to be. And it's going to be absolutely amazing, perfect, and wonderful for you. Okay? All right, Aquarius, super long reading here. Thank you guys if you made it to the end. I really appreciate it. And I hope in today's video, I provided as much clarity to you guys as possible. And of course, if it does resonate, please do let me know down in the comments down below. It might not be your storyline. And if it's not your storyline, it's no worries. So if it doesn't resonate, don't worry about it. I do want to mention though, if you're new here and you're interested in subscribing, definitely feel free to. I'd be more than happy to welcome you here into the Soul family. So thank you very much if you do end up subscribing. All right, Aquarius, though, that's what I have in store here for you regarding February. You're seeing through the illusion. You know, something seemed very perfect back in the day, but as it's finally gone, it's like it wasn't so perfect. And I actually am happy to be free from that kind of situation because I'd rather have cold honesty. I'd rather have open honesty and be able to work on life's ups and downs when ups and downs come in. Because at the end of the day, you can't pretend they don't exist. You have to be willing to handle the hard times to get through the hard times. You can't just push them away because all that does is allow those hard times to build up, you know? So I feel like you're going to be in a really good position here. And I definitely think you're moving on to a different path. So if this is romance, you're going to find somebody new. If this is career, you're getting ready to find a much better and honest place to work. But you're going to be moving in a different direction. And the universe here is basically saying overall here too, celebrate, let go and have fun. You know, you've dealt with this heavy energy for years potentially, and you never really quite knew why this heavy energy was affecting you. You always felt it, but you didn't know why. Now you know. Now you have the clarity. So it's time to let go of all this heaviness. It's time to have fun. You've already embraced the truth as you've seen through the illusion. So get ready here to prepare yourself for your next path, wherever that next path may lead you. Right now is the time to just let go and to really enjoy that freedom that you have here going forward, okay? All right, though, Aquarius, much love to you. Have a great February 2023, and I will see you all in the next video. Much love, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.